Anyways, G, you're looking fresh. You're looking nice up and early. At least I know it's bright over there. I like the nice clean look you got going on. It's been a while.
I had a cosplay you know.
Hey yo. I mean, it doesn't technically grow much for me. It's the genes, you know. But I get what I get. But at the same time, I feel like this series though, G, this series it's not very awaited one, of course, but at the same time, it is definitely one to watch out for. ONIC, you saw what they could do last night. Birthright, it's a new roster. Like Sin said, they're not probably one of the strongest teams right now, but they've been consistent for a really long time. And if you've been a consistent team, that means you have a nice organization. You have a nice backbone to try and get the recruitment done at the right time. So it could be something to watch out for, because most of these names are a little new to me as well, apart from Urek. But I think Urek is the one that they'll be relying upon for a lot of things in this game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think I've seen Danny on BR before. I'm not. Was he on BR?
Yeah, Danny as well. Danny, My Lobby, and Urek. Yeah, 3 of them.
Yeah. I was about to say they definitely, some of them were looking familiar. So we'll see. I mean, first bans that we are seeing is the BIRTHRIGHT, right? The Fanny, of course, the Fusion, getting some of those heavier picks off the board first. Again, I kind of want to. This is, of course, the first game of this series, so I want to see like where their mindset is here, because ONIC is just like from yesterday, their macro is insane. So to be honest, I think if they have a solid lineup, a good CC, like they're gonna control it. That was a Hilda. It looked like a rhino. I was like, what is that?
I mean, kind of does with the armor she's got on for herself, like tough, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I mean, looking at the ban so far, they take away the BIRTHRIGHT, which we saw prove, do wonders last time. 2 games in a row, they picked up the BIRTHRIGHT, so they don't want to deal with it whatsoever. So that's a respect ban definitely coming out right now. The BIRTHRIGHT, the Fanny, the Edith as well being taken off the table by Birthright. They don't want the Fanny for themselves. So Fanny, 100%, I mean, what? 2 games? Apart from 2 games, it's 100% banned out. So 50% win rate, if I'm not wrong. But the other side, they take away the Zushin and the Hilda. The Hilda is going to be more of a poke, dive kind of a hero, and been annoying really in the Land of Dawn right now. But they have the Suyo open and the Eve as well, but the Eve being taken off. So what do you think about the bans, G? Standard or a little left field?
I mean, I think they're standard from what we've seen yesterday. Birthright definitely doing their study and getting rid of the Edith, So it's I didn't get to see what Birthright played before, so I'm not quite sure if ONIC is also doing the same thing. But they did leave open the Matilda, which in the right hands can be a pain. And again, I'm guessing Birthright's going to have a little bit better of a tank than the last game, so I think it's going to definitely come in. But ONIC kind of just running back their lineup from yesterday. They're cooking.
Yeah, they got their hands on the Suyo once again. They got the Gato Kacha, flex into the EXP, flex into the Roam, has the AOG, can cover a lot of distance, so can definitely soak up a lot of damage as well. So Sandbag already in place, and you see instantly that Alpha Matilda combination being pulled up on the other side, along with the Bruno to kind of kite and provide that extra burst damage with that Malefic gun. Right now, he's definitely one of the top gold laners in this current meta. And you see the Hylos being pulled up as well. So 3 beefy boys once again. It's like ONIC UA's signature. They always go with 3 beefy frontliners, and then you got squishy backliners to dish out the damage.
Well, this is pretty much the same like hero picks that they picked last time. So they have an ideal. They understand that the synergy of these heroes are what they like to utilize. And again, it just happens to be what they're good at. But they are targeting gold lanes at this point because they do need a gold lane. I mean, Moskov is still open, so you might see that. It could be a good go because you'll be able to get away from the Matilda. You'll be able to keep up with the Bruno and lock him down, as well as keeping the Alpha away. So if they don't ban it out in their second phase, we'll see. But the Phobius and the Khalid taken out. Khalid is a monster, man. So I can understand essentially why they are targeting it. They still need an EXP on their side. Let's see what Birthright's last ban here will be.
Maybe a Herod, I'm thinking. It's got to be a gold laner, right? Because they take off the Beatrix. It's got to be a Herod. Otherwise, you're going to get... That's the only way that you can bully the Bruno right now in lane. You can be a problem with the Alpha as well with the Purify. and you can kind of counteract the Matilda, not really, but you don't get countered by the Matilda as well. You don't mind being dove upon quite a lot. You can have the Purify, and you have you're a little tankier as well. So I think yeah, it's got to be the Herod. They ban out the Herod right now, and I agree with your Khalid ban. He's an absolute monster. He can rotate as fast as fast as an EXP laner as well. But right now, looking at ONIC UA's draft, they're probably gonna go for a mid laner in the form of maybe a Vexana to get that control, maybe a Valentina. I'm not really sure if Valentina would be great, but a Vexana or an Aurora in this, in this point, just to make sure they can get that Frigid Glacier and lock up the alpha like you spoke about. Ooh.
Yeah, they opt to go Natan. Interesting. I do think that they're gonna maybe one of these teams are gonna pick up a Valentina and a Vexana, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. It's gotta be a Vexana just provides so much control, right? Right now in the mid lane, you can control these team fights. Too much CC, you gotta knock up as well, and the burst damage is just insane at the moment. And it pairs up with the pick-off composition with team fight, with sets, counter set. You can kind of defend well as well. So it goes well to Vexana. I like the Nathan pick. I thought they would save it for the end a little bit more, but seems like they might be going for a Valentina in case a Faramis gets picked up on the other side as well. So I think they're thinking on different levels right now.
Yeah. And it'd be a good pick to be able to get the Natan as well. So, ooh, Yu Zhong hasn't been picked yet, and a Lilia. Yes. What in the world? Well, they're spicing it up, man. BR had something prepared, and they're bringing the A game this time. Let's see.
Hey, they're repping the purple, But at the moment, it's just the fact that they got 2 picks that have been picked first time in the MESL so far, at least in the wildcard and the playoff section. It's the Yu Zhong and the Lilia. Yu Zhong to dive into the back line, of course. Lilia to zone the boy. The Lilia is a really good pick because you can kind of slow down the high lows. You can slow down the Gatot as well. It's a damage over time. You're just you're just slowing them down. Wait, what? No, you're kidding me. He pulled up with a Gushinji?
A Gushin in the mid lane, eh? They are just... What?
Hey, somebody call Sans right now. They're cooking over here.
What in the... Okay. This a wild game. I did not think Europe was going to bring this to me. The first time I've ever seen a Gushin in the mid lane while I'm casting.
Hey, I thought I'd never see that. I never thought I'd see that, at least not in a high-level competition like this, because right now, the way it's going, this Gushin, I don't see it working apart from the fact that you gotta pick off this Bruno with the Petrify, or at least bait out the Purify if he's going for it. But I think he should be going for the Flicker instead. So, I don't know. I really don't know how this Gushin's gonna work right now.
And draft-wise, I think I might have to give this up to BR. I mean, ONIC's definitely picking something a little wild, I guess. I mean, hey, it's the first match of the series, so go for it. If you're going to try something, try it. But, like, is this a risky situation? Is this something you want to do against Birthright?
I mean, it is game number 1 after all, and right now you're watching the MESL, folks. It's Birthright versus ONIC UA. Game number 1, as you see, Silencer taken so low. He has the Shadow Blade that doesn't want to use it, but at the same time, you can see that this Gushin has to come in close to clear the wave. He is an assassin after all, G, so it could be a difference maker for this time. Ooh, Mark?
Yeah. I think he missed that mark right there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean... I guess they're just wanting... I'm trying to, like, think of a scenario or why they're doing this. I mean, you're probably going to be able to catch the Bruno. You're maybe going to be able to catch the Lilia off guard and maybe get an instant kill and not allow her to use, the black boots. So, I mean, we'll have to see. Alpha's kind of squishy. Yu Zhong, though, from the side of Birthright, can really dive into the back line and punish Natan or... Gushin, depending on the positioning of the fight. And I am seeing this a little... Rocco is kind of being put on the back foot here, like before he used to be, the aggressive tank getting in there. And we'll see. I mean, it's only the first, 2 minutes into the game, but the positioning by Birthright's just good. Look, bam, Alpha's level 4 already. He actually didn't want to ult there, so I'm wondering what they're cooking up here. Maybe trying to force them to rotate back to mid and then take advantage of them?
Yeah, it could be because they're trying to prevent Rocco from getting the level 4. And you can see that Petrify coming out with the Furious Dive. And instantly, Rocco is the first, the Blood with the Black Dragon to follow. And right now, they get control of the Turtle Pit. Just like you spoke, G. Seems like you got the crystal ball this time, but here, Rushik goes in with the Glorious Path to try and zone them away. Silencer comes in with the Shadow Blade Incandescence, trying to dish out some damage, but not there right now. He needs a few item power spikes before he gets it, and he gets taken down by none other than Danny himself, and instantly you can see MLBB is the sacrificial lamb this time around, and the Turtle getting reset. That means they need a lot more time for the side of Birthright.
That was a little bit of an under-disciplined play there by Birthright. They really wanted to put the pressure onto Be With Me and take his blue buff. I think he had it forced to retry, so he's maybe gonna have to pay here. Oh,
Rocco, but at the same time, what a 4-man knockup. But you can see this Gushin paying dividends right now. He used the Shadow Blade Slaughter to pick up the kill, and Silencer silencing his haters who doubted this Gushin, us being one of a couple of them. But at the same time, it is a big gamble, and it could be only upward or downward from here.
Yeah, I mean, ONIC was just able to punish Birthright on, trying to overextend and go for the blue buff. They didn't really get too much out of it. They ended up losing the Matilda and then losing the Turtle and losing essentially 2 kills there for a Turtle. And they didn't even get the blue buff, so it was rough. I think they overextended on that blue buff, and now ONIC's able to punish them for that. It's not too much of a gold lead, so that's just one wrong step in the direction for Birthright. They can still come back. They had great control into the early stages, but ONIC was just able to clap back with just better macro.
Silencer, he goes in with the sword. He doesn't have the damage, and this is the problem with the Gushin, right? You try and go in, and if Danny is able to bait it out early, then you can just use those Shadow Energy Bombs and slow him down because he has no mobility whatsoever. If he had the Matilda on his side as well, that could have been great. But unfortunately for them, it's on the other side. So I really still think this Gushin is... my eyes are still on that Gushin. I'm still surprised about that, G. But he's somehow making it work right now. And looking at the itemization, do you see something funny before this team fight starts? Never mind. They go in, Petrify, Furious Dive. They get the kill on towards Be With Me. And I think that was an unnecessary engage that he went for.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we'll see. They're still clapping back again. ONIC not being too aggressive. I think they always make great plays and go for great situations. Boober there.
Yeah, Rushik taken low. Mark right now. AOG coming out. Purify to make sure he runs away. They get the Turtle and call it a day. Don't want to pick any more fights. They want to play with their advantage. Birthright, they don't want to let it slip.
Yeah, I mean, Birthright's doing something that we didn't see in the last game against ONIC, right? They're playing over major objectives. They went for the Cabbage Patch. They went for the Turtle. I mean, they attempted to try to take a blue, but it kind of fell south for them. Right now, ONIC's just looking for some type of take here, maybe some type of pick, but you just have great mid rotation by the jungle and a roam in the mid lane. So they're not just given too many situations to get picks like this, but there's one.
Oh! Eagle to make sure he survives as well. That was really quick, but at the same time, Shadow Energy Bombs coming out, and you can see right now, Pancrack goes in for the Entropy. Purify coming out from Urek, but he goes down with that Blazer. Danny's the next on the chopper block. He gets taken down as well. So overextending from their side, and that was the bait that came out from the Gushin. But once again, MLBB here, he goes on towards Rocco, and Rocco gets taken down. Glorious pathway to extend this team fight, but here he comes, the Black Dragon with the Petrify to try and zone them away to make sure that his team can survive, but Silencer just waiting for the opportunity. He goes into the Shadow Blade once again, but they just call it a day. They don't want to extend.
Yeah, they just don't have too many ultimates. What? Levi
Rushik
going
over here
in.
gets the Law and Order on towards the MLBB, trying to zone them away with that Furious Dive once again. And I think it's just been back and forth. It feels like they're just testing the water so far.
They are. I mean, they were trying to get them into a position to be able to clamp down on them, but just wasn't able to. Rocco kind of being pressured here. Again, but they did take a tower in the top lane, which is a good set for ONIC here, but walking into a bush.
Rocco, he has the rage bar full already, but there it is, the guiding wind to make sure my lobby is able to get out of there. The turtle trying to get started, the aggro in the favor of Birthright right now. Without both the junglers present, they're trying to bait it out, making sure who is the first one to bait out the spell. And you can see that Silencer just waiting, ever so patient for the right timing, the opportunity. Doesn't want to go in yet. He gets the mark on towards Danny. Turtle reset once again. A glorious path to restart the fight once again. They go for the AOG. Catches my lobby. He does have the Black Dragon for it, but he gets a 3-man Petrify knockup. And they go in at the same time with the Circling Eagle. Entropy coming out from Pancratch trying to show the damage. But at the same time, you can see the first one to fall is a Rocco. Meanwhile, my lobby in the back line trying to shout some damage with Be With Me. And they get the turtle for Levi in Birthright. The damage is just being spread out everywhere. It's a chaotic team fight, but still not too much lost for the side of ONIC UA.
Yeah, you had to give it up to my lobby right there, right? Like he went into the back line, took Silencer though.
Circling Eagle, but Silencer! He picks up the kill on a killing spree right now, but they're chasing him hard, and he finally gets shut down by Urek. He's the one that his team is relying on so much, and it seems like he turned up today.
Yeah, Silencer has those plays where he goes wild with it. So interesting, but kind of back to what I was saying. My lobby was just going ham. And again, if he can keep this pressure on Pankrat, the Natan, not allowing him to just dish out the damage, it's going to be painful for the side of ONIC. But again, both teams are it's like a Rock'em Sock'em robot match at this point. They're just hitting each other left and right. You don't know which way it's going to go. But right now, we can definitely tell that Birthright has a little bit more sustainability on the side of ONIC. And again, I mean, the game's about even. It's one tower taken on both sides. Economically, there's not too much of it. It keeps wavering back and forth. Levi might be... He did not get caught there.
Yeah.
Silencer!
Oh, meanwhile, the mid lane Silencer gets caught instead. The aggression coming in from Mark and Danny, paying dividends at the same time. Birthright finally trying to take some control, trying to get that goal lead extended. You can see right now, Rushik gets caught out in the Furious Dive. My lobby trying to dish out the damage. Black Dragon has zoned them away while they're trying to get that tier 1 in the mid lane. Entropy comes out along with the Glorious Pathway. My lobby still being a distraction in the back line. He bought enough time, but he gets taken down. But here comes Levi. He goes in with that Spear of Alpha, AOG, to make sure Rocco gets out of there. And then Revitalize to help him survive. While right now, you can see they're trying to get Be With Me with the guiding wind, along with Danny's trying to dish out the shadow energy bombs, but they call it a day. Don't want to fight anymore. It's still iffy to me, G, but I feel like Birthright slowly getting advantage.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are leading into this Lord take here. I mean, the biggest thing is that both sides have all their ultimates, and there is going to be a clash possibly here. Silencer!
Yeah, they bait out the black shoes. Rushik goes in for the Glorious Pathway. Entropy coming out. The Lord is trying to take it out to quarter HP, but he gets the Retribution missed out. Levi picks it up. Faster fingers than Be With Me. And I think that's an expensive price right now. The Lord, it's not a Luminous Lord, but it definitely shifts control slowly.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I would have, man, there's no Lord takes my team would ever attempt like that. You never go to a 50-50 like that. You're all full HP, all ultimates are ready. Turn the Lord, fight it. Like, why go to a 50-50, you know? But let's see if they can make use of this. They didn't lose anybody, so I mean, they didn't lose the game for it. But
lobby goes the back line dive once again. Oh, Levi gets a 2-man Spear of Alpha. A lot of damage being dished out left, right, and center, but the Revitalize is helping them survive. Silencer's the only one that falls down. Meanwhile, Be With Me is dealing with the Lord on the bot side, and you can see mid lane Holy Defense is procced, so is the top side, but Levi goes in with the Spear of Alpha. AOG trying to connect, but they're able to kite out of there thanks to the guiding wind from Mark. Entropy to force them back, and they get the inhibitor that they were looking for. They might get the one in the mid lane as well. So damage done from the side of Birthright, and ONIC UA are staggered.
I'm telling you, they just took every tower. You know, they went from only having like 1 tower to now having 7 down for Birthright here. That is insane. That is going to be forcing ONIC into some unfortunate situations. They might not be able to escape too much, and I think they're going to clear this right tower as well. Danny looking to apply a lot of pressure here. They are grouping up now.
Mark, he has the guiding wind, but Rushik goes in for the glorious pathway. I think he's eating a lot of damage by Danny. You can see that shadow energy bomb just taking him half, and he can't really do anything. He's slowed down as well, and with the guiding wind, he'll be able to kite back out, and he has the black shoes to add insult to injury. So now that tier 2 in the bot lane is basically taken, and now the next target will be that inhibitor before they get the Lord, and I think if they get this Luminous Lord, Birthright should probably take the game unless ONIC UA can pull off a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, again, it'll come to the next Lord, but the real advantage that Birthright has at this point is that mid tower, right? They have escapability, they have a reinsurance that they'll be able to, you know, get out of a sticky situation or force ONIC into a sticky situation. But 20 seconds till the next Lord. What can ONIC do here? They've been macroing really well and split pushing each side lanes when they're at a little bit of a disadvantage. Again, Natan's going to be coming online as we go later into the game, but so is Bruno, right? So we'll see who can make it out on top on this second Lord here.
Yeah, it's the Luminous Lord indeed. 13 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. They're trying to defend the top side, and knowing that the long lane can't be dealt with by the side of ONIC UA. Birthright claim this Lord like it is theirs, and ONIC UA have no response whatsoever. He's trying to proxy the wave, be with me, but unable to do so because the attention of Birthright is on the other side. And now with the Lord spawning in about 11 to 12 seconds, G, you think this could be the possible end, or is there a possible way that ONIC UA defend? And if there is, how would they be able to do it?
I mean, they really don't have a defensive lineup to defend a push, as we've seen a non-Luminous Lord just barreled through everything ONIC had on the field. Again, I think it comes down to that, you know, Birthright just has so much sustainability that the Natan just can't pierce it. And then they also have to deal with My Lobby being able to dive into the back line. You can already see the gold difference here. Let's see if they can do it. The Luminous Lord is barreling down.
Yeah, in the mid lane, Entropy comes out. My Lobby with a Black Dragon. Right now, you can see Chaos fall down with a 3-man Petrify. Everything used at them, and they get the damage. Healer so much needed. AOG to try and prevent that happening. With the base crystal left exposed, the only one left is Rushik can be with me. The target is the one that they want, and that is going to be the victory for the side of Birthright. The base crystal destroyed. Quick game, clean game, and I think ONIC UA on the back foot.